I'm going to set up FPV on my Bug 6 racing quadcopter. Doesn't have any FPV or camera on it at this point, and I'm going to use this Foxeer Arrow Mini FPV camera, and I'm going to also use this eShine 200 milliwatt 5.8 gigahertz transmitter. I'll put links into the description where you can get these. And if we have a look here, this is the transmitter, a 32 channel transmitter. Get a normal stick aerial, but I'll be using an M-Way antenna. And this cable to connect it up. So this is the FPV system I've got on my X380 quadcopter. So here's the transmitter here. The black and red wires go to a connection so that I can connect onto a 3-cell battery. But because the Bugs 2 only has a 2-cell battery with 3 pins, I'll need to make an adapter so that I can still use this power cable. And then the blue wire on this Foxeer Mini Arrow camera to the positive as well, so that I can get power for the OSD. With these wires, I'm going to need the red and black to connect to a power source, the battery. Get that out there. This yellow one I'm going to need to connect to the video on the transmitter, and then this blue one I'll need to put into the split into the red one to get power for OSD. And then this black one I'll also need to just take split into the ground negative for the OSD. So let me just open up here and see what sort of length I'm going to require and how I'm going to position it onto the quad. Yeah, I'm going to put the camera in over here. Try and get access to the OSD if I can, without having to take the top cover off, but not a major issue, because once I've got the settings I shouldn't have to change them too readily in the field. And then also I'd like to secure the transmitter onto the back leg here, so that for cooling I can get a bit of prop wash and then angle the antenna below the craft for better reception. And then this red and black wire is going to have to be long enough to reach the balance plug on the battery here. So that's about the right length for it, plus I'll be putting the adapter on for it to get to here. The yellow wire will reach the transmitter quite comfortably, so I don't need to shorten that too much. So what I really need to do here then is leave this to connect onto the battery and the transmitter, but that'll be in close proximity, but I just need to tape the positives into there. Just need to cut off this yellow wire here, because I'll connect the video wire towards the back. And I won't need this blue and white, these blue and white wires here. So let me just go ahead and get ready and prepare these to splice them. So I remove the plastic or silicone tubing from the outer edge of this yellow wire here. I'll just show you how I do that, and I'll do it on this one. So very gently, without cutting into the wire, just cut that off and do that. And then twist and secure the strands. Then I take a little bit of heat shrink or tubing, and I cut the size off that I require. And just feed it through onto one of the wires before I connect it up. Then bend this into a hairpin shape. Just bend it back like that. Take the other side and do the same. Get this shrink wrap out, tubing out of the way here. Then hook it in to each other. And then twist the one side around so that it secures and locks in, and then do the same on the other side in the opposite direction. Hope you can see this okay. And then that is the wire connected. You can put a bit of solder if you want, but I feel like it make it a little bit too brittle. This keeps a little bit flexible. Then take the heat shrink tubing over this joint, and then you can just heat it with a flame or a soldering iron so that this shrinks and holds this securely in place. Now I'm going to join the ends of the blue wire and the red wire together, because this is going to make it a single connection for a positive connection. Take these two together here and just start twisting them together to make a single cable connection, which I will then splice into the positive connection to the battery. So there we've got that, and I'll need to now do the same with these negative wires. Do the same on the end of these two black wires here. Okay, so that's the ends of the two black wires also joined together here. Now I'm going to need to splice it into the positive and negative cable here, but I still want to keep this length of a connection should I want to transfer this to another craft, because although the transmitter is going to be positioned very close to the balance plug here, this might not be the case on another craft, so I'm not going to cut it short in case I want to use it or transfer it. So what I'm going to do is cut it off, bare these wires too. And then on the red one here, I'm now going to join these two together, form one. Twist it quite hard, solid, so that they bind together quite well. And then take this other end here, and do the same here. So now you can see I've got a positive with 3 cables combined and negative with 3 cables combined here. Which I will now need to join onto this connection that's going to go into the transmitter. Okay, that's all ready, and now before I connect them, I'm going to cut off 2 pieces of heat shrink tubing to put over the wire before I connect them. So that once they're connected, I can pull them back over the connection. Okay, so if I take the red wire here now, I'm going to bend this into a hairpin, fairly close to the end there, and then take the end of, and then also bend the end of these 2 reds together with the blue over here. Make sure I've got the red one. And now join this together like I showed you before. And that's it there. And this is the, put the shrink wrap tubing over. Now the end is not going to fit in too securely on this side because it's a little bit thicker. But get it as close as possible so that it joins in there. You can do this with a soldering iron or anything else that's hot. I just find it's quicker and easier to use a lighter. You don't want to burn it, you just want to give it enough heat to get soft and then get it to press in and hold. A little bit of bare wire over here. I might take a bit of insulation tape and just secure that a bit better. And now I need to connect the black wire the same way, just into a hairpin here. Just into a U there. Connect both of these up. Press it, get it close together. Then pull the heat shrink tubing over the connection again, much as possible. Oh, this time this one went over there, which is very good, so I should have maybe tried forcing the other one as well. Let me just heat up here quickly. Press it so that it comes in here and holds. Well, this should be okay, because with this one properly covered, there's be no danger of it now making a connection there. So it would have been better, or you could try use a bit of a bigger diameter shrink wrap tubing that'll cover over these three cables combined easier. So here we go, we've got it all set up here and ready to connect. Now this camera, put it the right way around and up. And it seems to fit in here quite nicely. You know, though it comes with a mounting bracket, I really just want to get it in here and so that it sits in a position that I like. And if we have a look, you know, it fits in here quite comfortably. So all I really need to do, I want to try and give it a good angle, is just secure it down. And to do that, I'm just going to use Blue Tac. This is Blue Tac that you get from most stationers or even supermarkets. So let me get a nice chunk of Blue Tac off of here. Put a big chunk on the bottom here, a bit on the sides. Put this camera head back in here. I get it into position nicely. Okay, and then just press down to secure it into position. I got a fairly good angle there. I could possibly tilt it upwards. Because I'm using Prestik now, you know, I've got a bit of versatility and flexibility to also adjust the camera angle. And yeah, it's actually sitting quite nicely, quite comfortably and securely in the front over here. I want to try and get these wires through. I see there's a little gap there. So this actually looks as though this could work quite well. Get those wires there. And then I should still be able to access the OSD, and this actually fits in here quite nicely, so it's actually going a little bit better than I planned. And then these cables should be enough to reach the transmitter and the battery at the back here. So So let me just put this cover back on. Okay, so this is the cover back on. The camera there and the cables here. So I'm going to test it first before I finalize it and do everything else. So we basically need to plug this in over here. Okay, so that's plugged into the transmitter. Then put the antenna on straight away. I'll just put this one on now for the test, because you don't want to power anything, your transmitter up without an antenna attached, because you'll burn it out quite quickly. So now I've got a 4-pin connection here and a 3-pin connection there. So now I'm going to make an adapter. It'll go from the 4-pin to the 3-pin balance part connection. So for that I need a 3-pin female, and here is the 4-pin male that goes into this end over here. So again, I'm going to just cut a little bit of heat shrink tubing. Okay, make 2 U-bends again. Paper clip shapes. Do the same on this one here. Make sure I connect the positive to the positive, so red to red wire. Hold it and link it and secure it. Do the same on this side. Connect it. Now get the shrink wrap over the connection here, or the heat shrink, sorry, rather. I'm being a little bit stubborn, but we'll get it done. Okay, that's that one over there. So this is as thin as possible, make it easier. Pull this one over and through too. So this is my 3-cell to 2-cell balance plug connector adapter completed. So I plug the female 2-cell side in over here. Okay. And then this is ready and available for the 4-cell connection here. Okay, so now let me plug it into the battery here. And we look at my FPV monitor. Here we go. We've got FPV. Okay. You can see the Fox here camera. 2-cell battery, 8.3 volts. Now running time now over there. The quality looks quite impressive with this so far. We'll take it for a flight and see what it looks like on board. Just need to tighten all the wires up now and secure the transmitter. Let me do this and I'll come back to you. So this is the setup all completed now. I've tidied up the wires and just held them on with Blue Tack, which holds quite nicely and securely, better than tape. Does look quite neat. Okay. Here's the Foxeer Arrow mini camera, 2.1mm, secured and housed in front here. I've secured the 200 milliwatt transmitter using a cable tie or a zip tie to the leg at the back here. So got plenty of room. This is good for cooling, and also the prop wash will help with the cooling of the transmitter here too. I should be able to get good reception with this being positioned over here. Then to connect the battery, got this here and this, so, and then I can just connect the battery at the bottom at the back here too. So this doesn't necessarily only apply to this Bug 6. You know, you can apply the same concept to different crafts, you know, as long as you've got the camera position secured and housed where you want. But one of the good things as well about housing this and securing it with Blue Tack or Prestik is that it also helps absorb vibration. So it should be good to eliminate jello from any vibrations on the camera itself. And then, you know, you need to use a transmitter of your choosing and connect it up accordingly. So thank you for watching, and I'll post a video of the flight after this.